Today is Pokemon Day, and with it we had the Pokemon Presents this morning. And while we didn't get a ton for the TCG, we did get some interesting little tidbits along with a very different approach to the mainline game. So what did we see and what does the delay of the mainline game mean for us? Let's get into that. But first, my name's Coda. I own Coda's Collectibles, and I restarted my TCG business in January after taking a long time off of work. And this is an interesting timeline we're in now. Before we get into that, if you're interested in building your own TCG business or learning more about my approach to it, please make sure you subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. I would really appreciate it. I do a lot of these types of videos talking about how I'm building my business and helping you learn from mostly my mistakes. Today's a little bit of a different video. We had the announcement of a lot of stuff for Pokemon today. We had the Pokemon Presents, 30-minute Presents. If you want to look at that, I did a reaction on my live stream, so you can look at the live tab and see that. But the TCG was very short-lived. It was a very quick little ad, and it basically showed a bunch of the cards from history, some cool e-reader cards, tag team, GXs, a bunch of different things, even the main base Charizard. And then it showed Mew and Mewtwo in this little split screen with like Pokeball behind it, some energy symbols around it, and said, "The future awaits." And that's it. That slot ended. It said something about simultaneous release in 2026, celebrating the 30th anniversary, assuming this means that this is the announcement and teaser for the 30th anniversary celebration set. We got some other stuff in between that, and then we had the announcement of Gen 10, Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. And this was something that has been anticipated for a while, but there was an interesting tidbit at the very end. You see, Pokemon every 3 to 4 years usually has their mainline game come out, and this being the 30th anniversary, we all kind of expected that we were going to see that again. It was going to be November 17th or whatever, 2026 release date, blah, blah, blah. But in fact, the game is not going to release until 2027. We don't know when in 2027. It could be that Legends Arceus slot in like January, February, or it could be literally November 2027. We have another almost 2 years to wait. So let's go over the two different things. One, let's go over the actual set we saw for the celebrations. We saw a bunch of these different cards and really cool old classic cards. And a lot of people take that as, okay, these are what's going to be in the set. The celebration set for 2026 for this 30th anniversary is going to be a bunch of these cards as the celebration stamped stuff like we saw in the celebration set. We're gonna get reprints of the Crystal Lugia. We're gonna get reprints of tag teams. We're gonna get reprints of these cool old base set cards. I forgot I had my AirPods in and I just got jump scared by my own phone. So we're having a great day. Now, it could be that all these cards are gonna be the celebration set and we're gonna see all these cool reprints. And I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing, but there is a chance that this is not the direction they're going. And this is all speculation, guesstimation. There is no official information. It's 10 o'clock in the morning on Pokemon Presents Day, so I don't know that this is what we're seeing, but it could be that this is an announcement for the next type of card, the next tag team, next illustration rare, whatever their next thing is, next gimmick for the card game. Because up until the end of the commercial, I thought, oh yeah, sure, this makes total sense for this to be the celebration set, and instead of just doing base set cards, we have all these really cool e-readers and tag teams and just all this really cool stuff. But then it gets to the end and it has this split screen with Mew and Mewtwo and energy symbols and there's Pokeballs behind it and completely different art style. It looked not great. I kind of hope it's not what the actual art looks like. And it said the future awaits, or the future is something. I think it was the future awaits. And that was the announcement. The future awaits. Why would they be saying the future awaits if it's reprints? I don't know. My speculation is there's potential for a different type of card. This is gonna be the new gimmick. I don't know for sure. And honestly, the second point we're gonna get to kind of makes that a little less likely. It may just be as simple as, hey, maybe it's a split set. Maybe Celebrations is two different sets. You get the Mew ETB and the Mewtwo ETB. That would be cool too. It could be a split type of set like they did with Paradox Rift, like they did with Scarvy Base, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think the announcement meant? Do you think it's a reprint of all these different cards? I know a lot of people are saying that. I'm seeing that all over Instagram, and there's a very good chance that it is, and maybe there's official information that I haven't seen yet. So I'm not treating it as like it's an official announcement, like it's officially going to be this stuff. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see where this next year takes us. It does say 2026, so it's gonna be sometime this year. Maybe it's pushed back a bit. Maybe it's gonna be like late this year. Maybe that's gonna be like the holiday release type thing. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think it meant? Do you think this is an announcement of something different? Do you think this is a reprint? Do you think it's gonna be like a split Mewtwo box? I don't know. It also reminded me that Pokemon doesn't treat the TCG with the same importance that we treat it with. It is very important. Obviously, they do a okay job at managing it, and hopefully a better job with the purchase of Excel and this Prince facility. But this ad was kind of plugged between Masters and Cafe Remix and some other like ancillary product stuff, and not really put into the main feature part of the Presents with Pokopia, with Champions, which is a huge announcement. That's so cool if you're into the actual competitive video game. And then of course Gen 10. So it's kind of like plugged in somewhere with not really that much information and just some cool like old cards. It was interesting to see how little gravitas it was given compared to the actual video games. And it reminds me, the video games are what drive Pokemon. While we think TCG is really important, it is important and it is something that we love a lot. It's not the biggest thing for Pokemon. That's why I think some of the issues we've been having have not been fixed yet, because Pokemon's not completely putting all their effort into it. They're putting their effort into the games because that's where the money is. But for now, we take what we can and we speculate wildly on new sets. So with the Gen 10 announcement, the second part of this is the game is not going to be coming out till 2027. We don't know when in 2027, but 2027, which means the Winds Waves sets, the WW set, the Weewa set. I think we should go with Weewa. I think that's hilarious. Scarvy, now we got Weewa. The Weewa set base set is not going to be coming out until at least late 2027, if not 2028. So does that mean that the Mega Evolutions block, whatever you want to call it, is going to be going through 2027? Up until now, a lot of us thought, okay, this is going to be that filler set until, you know, early 2027 when we get the first Wind Waves base set. But now, if the game's not coming out until November 2027, and we don't know that for sure, but you know, that's probably the latest that it's going to come out, we may not get this set until 2028. So it's interesting. Is the future thing that they're talking about going to be another filler set? Is it a shift over into a different style? There's gonna be a lot of sets and Mega Evolutions that are going to extend into 2027. So what does the future awaits mean? I have no clue, but everything's kind of getting pushed back. Is it getting pushed back because of the TCG? There was some speculation, Ty, that was the case, that the games are being pushed back because Legends Arceus was pushed back, the TCG has been harder to print, and everything's kind of get pushed back. Who knows? From a video game side, I think it's a good thing because we're going to see hopefully a better quality video game, even though I'm still obviously a little skeptical because it's Pokemon. But on the TCG side, that means Mega Evolutions is probably going to be around for a bit. We're not going to be done with Mega Evolutions for another probably 6 or 7 sets, depending on when it releases. If it releases early 2027, it's probably only a couple more than we already expected, but there's a good chance that we see Mega Evolutions into 2027, and who knows? It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. It would kind of give Mega Evolution a more standard block size, kind of like Scarvy, but with it not being a mainline game-based set, it's interesting. But yeah, it was an interesting Pokemon Presents. I don't know what I feel like. I was kind of hoping to see more about the TCG, and the fact that it was kind of like plugged in for a quick 30 seconds, given some vague the future awaits thing and moved on from, was a little disappointing. What does it mean for the market? I don't know. I'm a little concerned that if they bring back those kinds of cards, that this is going to continue the boom, because those are some sick cards. If they reprint like the Crystal Lugia, if they reprint these tag teams, they reprint the Lovebirds, it's going to be madness. I hope not. Because I hope to get some of this stuff, because if those are the cards getting reprinted, I would love to get my hands on them. And there's a chance that the new print facility in late 2027, early 2028 will be printing some of this stuff, but who knows? I'm hopeful that we'll get a lot of this, that they've really prepared this. Who knows? Again, I'm kind of skeptical about Pokemon's readiness for any of this, or their desire to really fix it necessarily. And that's it. I've just been racking my brain about this, and I'll probably be racking my brain the rest of the day trying to figure out what that announcement meant and what we should be expecting and what this means for the TCG with the game being delayed. But we'll be talking about it on the Savage Pokepod, which will be coming out probably this weekend. We'll be filming it tonight as of when you're seeing this video. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of Pokemon Presents. What do you expect for the TCG? Is the Mega Block going to last, or are they going to be introducing something else with this the future awaits thing? Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the new camera and new mic. It's my old camera, my old mic. The work camera and stuff that I use for my job is off doing its job, being used by another videographer to film stuff that I'm not able to film. So we're stuck with the old A6300, which, you know what, is doing its best. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.